everyone has their own kind of aesthetic, take on what's beautiful. And you might walk past the same slab 10 times with different customers, and then one customer comes in and they just say, "Oh my God, I have to have that." And it's just kind of an amazing thing where someone just makes this connection with a piece of wood that you almost can't separate from them anymore after they see it and make that decision. Then they have to have it. So the history of Meyer Wells is we started in 2006. It grew out of another organization that I helped start 3 years prior. I had been an independent furniture maker before and using woods from all over the world. The high end used to be mahogany and rosewood and ebony and all of those woods that are now pretty much unavailable or at least not sustainable to produce. With salvaged wood from the urban area, we had a beautiful material stream. There was all kinds of character and unique characteristics that made it different. I think most people's expectations are set by commercially produced products, especially in the commercial design world. Everything that they buy, they want it to look like the picture in the catalog. They want it to look like the same on the day that they bought it. 6 months later, a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later. Ideally, there's no change. And that just doesn't happen with big slab furniture. Wood is a natural breathing element. It's a natural breathing thing, and it changes over time. The cell structure of wood expands and contracts in different humidities. Even if you do a really good job of drying the wood, it will still have a life of its own. And what we're offering is an artifact of nature that is placed in someone's home or in someone's office. As a tree grows, it's absorbing carbon out of the atmosphere, and then when you make it into a durable piece of furniture, that carbon is locked inside and it's really a carbon sink that the longer it lasts, the more carbon we can sequester, out of the atmosphere in the form of wood. What we're making has potential to endure for centuries. If you find the things that you live with are beautiful, you want to keep them for longer. So there's the durability of the product itself, but there's the durability of your relationship with it. Working with Weyerhaeuser was really engaging. There were some incredible design opportunities. It was all wood that came from local sources, and we got to do some really amazing pieces like this 35-foot long single slab live edge fir tree that was coming down. It was either going to be shipped across to Asia or made into this, so we used this, it was probably a 4-foot diameter log that was 35 feet long, and we used pretty much every little stitch of it for projects inside their new office in downtown Seattle. The commercial projects with Starbucks, that was a fantastic opportunity and helped introduce us to a whole new way of working. Along the way, we've also educated some people, and one of the things that Risha said when we did the Gates Foundation project, she's like, you're holding us accountable, John. You're out here really making sure that we make good decisions, and we need that. I think a higher end offering that's sustainably produced is worth what it costs, because if we don't do that, what are we doing? Our money kind of speaks for our values, right? Whether we're conscious of it or not. When we make a choice that fits our values, it builds the world that we envision. When we make a choice that's either unconscious or doesn't fit our values, we're building someone else's vision. So if we can give attention to things that are meaningful to us and we know will have long-term impact and bring that to work, I think that's the way change is going to happen. The one driver that I think is going to help shift this is that the demand in the healthcare industry for low toxicity materials also aligns with sustainability objectives. Even though it comes from a human health issue, things that are good for human health are often good for the health of the planet, health of other living things. We do furniture for a lot of the architects in their offices here in Seattle. And we built a beautiful live edge conference table, and they were adamant that they did not want a live edge at the beginning. And they came to the shop to select the slabs for their table, which was, it can be a really kind of defining moment, in their eyes and ours about what they want. And they saw this pair of slabs that, the live edge was just like drop dead gorgeous. And they fell in love with it, and they were like, okay, we'll have a live edge. Now, one of the lead designers says when she needs a quiet moment, she goes in that room and she just loves being in the presence of this table, and loves just touching the live edge, and it just kind of helps her relax.